it's a rainy night tonight, but very atmospheric, because later tonight we're gonna go on a ghost tour with Mr. Shanty. Hopefully the rain will stop. Well, we'll see you later. That's if I survive.
The night, it was filled with the sounds of this terrible storm. It was the worst in living memory. The howling of the wind, the constant detonations as these huge waves just tumbled into booming explosions of spray against our granite pier. He had to shout to be heard, "We're a man short! Is there a volunteer to take his place?" For on that wild night, a vessel was believed to be close in to the cruel, rocky Cornish coastline. Now on such nights, many ships have been wrecked before. And so in the end, it was just that last-minute volunteer. It was just William Freeman who was still aboard when the lifeboat was literally just hurled down onto the rocks at Godrevy Point. St Ives mourned the loss of those 7 men. How could you get a will signed now that a husband was buried underground here in the churchyard? Do that without breaking the commandment, "Thou shalt not lie or bear false witness." Do that and still have a clean conscience. Then, putting on a shawl, she headed out into the early evening to find, well, probably the most dubious character that lived in this town at that time. A man who went by the nickname of the Weasel. But before the spider could escape, he pushed the jaw shut again, and without any more ado, the corpse was lowered back into the grave. And by the cock's first crow of the morning, the men, they'd left the churchyard to the dead. Well, the widow was successful with her little scheme, granted probate with the will, became a partner in that business, and by all accounts, a very successful partner too. And no questions were ever asked as that will did get signed in the end. Cries to bring out your dead. Now, such was the scale of the disaster here that the parish church and the churchyard where we were just now, they just couldn't cope with all these corpses that were being collected every day. So they decided to dig a large plague pit on the outskirts of the then old town, where the victims they were brought, they were just tossed in like rag dolls, covered under a thin layer of soil before being buried under the following day's victims. 20 years before, that's that real, I don't know, genuine look of fear, still in her eyes as she recalled what happened. I don't know if you guys have come across or heard of the expression flying freeholds, but this town is full of them. 2 down, be 2 up, 2 down, and 1 across. The 1 across, that's what's called the flying freehold. It'd be totally like sandwiched between your neighbour's property. Well, for the life of her, she could not understand what, was that door doing hidden behind the paper. There's only one question on her mind, wasn't there? What was behind the door? It slowly began to creak open. And she found herself walking to a small but very, very cold room. There was only one door, the one she just used. Only one window, skylight in the roof. The whole place just covered, blanketed with dust and cobwebs. But as she walked into the middle of the room, she had this distinct feeling there was someone else in there with her. And for the second time, she found herself slowly opening the door to that strange little room. But the light from the bulb behind her in the bedroom didn't seem to enter that room at all. So quickly she got a torch, switched it on, and for the second time she found herself crossing over the threshold into that room. And at once she could feel the hairs on the back of her neck, her arms rise up. 2 steps and the light from the torch was just totally swallowed by the intense dark of that room. But this time she was convinced, just beyond the periphery of her vision, it was someone else in there with her. But before she had time to think about it, to analyse it at all, she found herself being enveloped, surrounded with a strong, powerful physical energy that literally just hurled her out of that room, leaving her sprawling on the floor outside the door to slam shut behind her. And as she lay on the ground, her heart hammering in her chest, looking up at the door, she now knew why. It had been kept secret, kept hidden. It was a room that it was possessed by something. She never went back in there again. Well, thanks for coming. I hope you guys enjoyed that.
Yes, it was really good.